Hello, everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. The GATE 22 result is out, and we have with us a very special member, a very special student, a very special candidate, right? And Tushar is here to share his experiences. Tushar has got a single digit AIR in this year's GATE, and it's really a very interesting thing, right? To read into a topper's mind, and how exactly did he go about his preparation, and what are the inspirational things that you can sort of imbibe in your preparation and become successful going ahead, right? So let's get this started, Tushar. So just to start the conversation, I would like to understand what is your background like, what is it that you have been doing till GATE 22.
Okay, sir. So, sir, till GATE 22, my background has been, in fact, pretty rewarding in both on the knowledge part and on the journey on its entirety has been humiliating. So I has been humble, I would like to say. And sir, I started off in my graduation from IIT Delhi in 2020. And after that, I worked in Intel Technologies in the VLSI domain. And after that, I wanted to prepare and I appear for GATE and engineering services both. So I appeared in GATE 2021 and I got a rank 86. Through that, I joined Power Grid. I was actually really eyeing out on POSOCO that year, but it didn't recruit that year due to COVID or other reasons. So I was like, all right, so let's focus on the engineering services now. I have secured a job in Power Grid. So I appeared in engineering services. Right now, I've given the interview. Let's see what the results are. And then along with that, I appeared in GATE 2022. GATE 2022 was something I was not really preparing very wholeheartedly for. But it turned out, since I was regularly practicing my subjects and I was in touch with my subjects, so it turned out to be great. And I'm actually, in fact, way more surprised after seeing my rank, which is 9th rank.
Okay. Yeah, Tushar. So again, a lot of people have this. They have this thing, right? They have this question wherein they ask, how many hours should I prepare for, or how many months should I prepare for any test? But as you rightly said, it's not about 1 month of preparation or 2 months of preparation or 5 months of preparation multiplied by 6 hours every day. It's not that kind of math that was, right? Your preparation essentially starts way before you actually decide to take the GATE in the first place, right? Yes, so you mentioned about the philosophy of preparation in terms of the GATE, right? And it's very interesting to hear from a topper as to what exactly goes behind the scenes. So you would want to elaborate on that bit?
Okay, sir. Sir, as per my learning, one thing I realized that be it any exam, having cleared IIT JEE also before this and having cleared GATE now with twice with really decent ranks, I realized that we have to go towards it in a more professional way. By professional, I mean we just have to break it down into 3 parts. One is, firstly, break the subject content that you have to go through, firstly, into a base part. Base part would be the educator or the standard book. It's up to you and the standard book that you'll be following. After that, you need to solve the previous year questions that they have been asking. You need to see what questions have been asked. I mean, I have studied the base concept, but what questions are being asked, there's a pattern in that, the question that they're asking. And after that, we go to the the most important stage, that is of test series. In test series, we have to be really professional in the way we have to jot it down on a notebook and a piece of paper that these are the mistakes that I'm making and these are the topics that I'm weak at and I have to rectify that. And there's IMS GATE Academy actually turned out to be a turning point, because the subject-wise test papers that they had for GATE, I mean, even for suppose we have network theory, maybe uska subtopic, maybe there are questions arranged. So it's actually highly helpful in identifying okay, with this particular area, this part, I can jot it down. Okay, this part is a bit weak. So then you go about that. And after this whole process is complete, it's actually like how we study in project management. We start with ki, theek hai, ye block ho gaya, ye block ho gaya, and ye block, and then eventually you see the growth gradually. Right. So this is what I learned throughout my preparation. And I mean, by what I meant by philosophy about the preparation is that you have to be a bit methodological about the things that you are doing. And there will be a lot of times when you will be scared and you will have apprehensions about, and you will have self-doubt कि ये subject मुझसे होगा नहीं होगा, ये तो बहुत tough है. Think machines में होता है, हमको समझ नहीं आता कि rotating magnetic field ऐसे घूम रहा है, ये मुझे कैसे समझ में आएगा. You just don't have to give up. Just break your problems, whatever you're facing in life, into smaller chunks, and try completing those smaller chunks with patience.
Yeah. So again, as you aptly mentioned, right, the project management background, as in that helps in terms of problem solving as well in a generic way, if you look at it.
Yes, sir.
So breaking it into smaller parts and focusing on each individual bits, as in that is the sort of basis of handling a project. So really nice to hear about, as in facing challenges, right? Because people feel that okay, someone who has got an AR9, let's say for example, वो तो मतलब मिलना ही था. People are inherently gifted, and you have already cracked JE, so this is like nothing for you, right? But it doesn't happen that way.
Yes,
Each test has its own set of challenges, and definitely you overcame those challenges going ahead.
yes, sir.
I like that you used the word professionally. That is what I just wanted to check. Yeah, continue, Tushar. You wanted to
Yes,
add
I have
something?
the point to add here that, as you rightly said, that people look at the part ki, okay, ninth rank aaya, so he must be II yoga, he's getting successful, he's getting all that things. No, but I realize that people who are getting decent rank, I'm not talking about the absolute geniuses out there, which are actually very rare in number. They are not as common as कि अगर top 100 में आ रहे हैं तो 20 तो genius होंगे. No, the number is not even that. It's only 3 or 4 people, not more than that. What I want to bring to the students note is that I have failed a lot of times in the test series phase. I have failed a lot of times ruthlessly. I have gotten ranks like 500 in the topic of machines. I've gotten rank of 250 in a subject as easy as network theory. The idea is that failure is between only me and my friends or my parents. And that's up to me also. I can choose that failure to be between myself only. And the pain of failure utna hi hota hai ki, oh, I prepared and I'm getting this rank. It's frustrating. But at that point, it's up to you how you motivate yourself to get ahead. So I believe the guy who is getting a great rank by the time the exam is being conducted versus the guy who is not getting is just the timing of the failure. If you chose
Right.
to fail before the exams during the test series phase multiple times, it will help you not fail in the exam. But if you choose to not fail today, then you will fail in the exam. And that's just the thing is, and then it's all on the attitude, how you take it. If the user now is understanding कि हाँ ठीक है मैं अभी फेल हुआ बाद में सक्सीड हो जाऊंगा, that's the great attitude you should have कि हाँ ठीक है अभी फेल हो गया कोई बात नहीं पर अब टेस्ट सीरीज देंगे तो eventually succeed. Just rectify the mistakes. Don't get so down by the setbacks that you give up on the preparation. So this is what I feel, that there's no success in failure. Success is coming after a huge momentum of multiple failures. You have failed a lot of times and you have kept on working on it. So I actually personally took test series to be very serious, even emotionally also. I used to think, okay, this is the exam, I have to do great. I used to be always pumped up about it. कि अच्छा इसमें तो अच्छा करना है इसके exam में. So all these things, actually these help.
Great. I just remember one saying, the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war, right? It's basically what you said, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's very important. It's very easy to get demotivated throughout the journey, but then again, you have to persist throughout. And once you have decided that this is what I want to do, then you automatically become motivated to get over those setbacks that you will have.
Yes, sir. Also, there is no magic recipe per se, because like the code that you mentioned, it has been shared like centuries ago.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing that we have to apply, and
Correct.
we have to just wait for the results that way.
Correct. Great to hear that, Tushar. It's very nice to hear an experience. And because again, as I said, right, people assume a lot of things, and then they make excuses because of those assumptions. It doesn't take them anywhere. So it's
Okay.
nice to hear that.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
Tushar.
just one more point. Yes, about the IIT part, that okay, he's an IT and the engineering subjects would be pretty easy for him. No, I highly disagree with that, because I can break it down into two parts. One is when it comes to the IT JEE or the JEE advanced exam, the things that they're asking there is physics, chemistry, maths, and these are very basic subjects, and it has a lot of scope for creativity to ask difficult questions in physics, or to ask, there's endless possibility for asking different types of questions in maths. But when it comes to electrical engineering, the syllabus has been pretty much the same since 1980s or 1985, 1970. वो तब भी synchronous machine, DC machine पूछते थे, आज भी वही पूछ रहे हैं. And the topics, इसमें syllabus बहुत ज़्यादा है, and it is focused. Syllabus is in focus format. कि अच्छा control system में ये है, network theory में ये है. So there is not much scope left for creativity in the engineering subjects. क्योंकि काम भी हमारा पूरा application based है, and we have to go in a very systematic manner whatever we are doing, even the research papers that we are publishing. तो उसमें हमें काफी सिस्टमेटिक मैनर में चलना होता है. तो द क्वेश्चंस that are asked in the engineering exams, even in the college also, they're very systematic. It's basically directly proportional to जिसने जितनी मेहनत करी है, जितने जितने क्वेश्चंस पहले गलत करे हैं, फिर उनको समझा है, फिर उनको सही किया है, उसी का डायरेक्ट इम्प्लीकेशन और इम्प्लीमेंटेशन फाइनल इसमें आता है. एज वी सी, आई मीन IIT JEE इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट क्रिएटिव एग्जाम्स, और उसमें ये वाला पोर्शन रहता है काफी. सेम गोज फॉर आई गेस कैट ऑल्सो, क्योंकि इसमें ऐसे है कि मैथ्स आएगा, एंड मैथ्स इज वेरी डाइवर्स, उसमें क्रिएटिविटी बहुत ज्यादा है. हियर द सिलेबस इन इटसेल्फ इज वेरी ह्यूज, तो इसमें बहुत ज्यादा स्कोप ऑफ क्रिएटिविटी नहीं है. इट्स जस्ट हाउ मच एफर्ट्स यू आर विलिंग टू, मतलब आप कितना एफर्ट डालने को तैयार हैं, डायरेक्टली उसके प्रोपोर्शनल रहता है. तो इसलिए we see people from NITs also topping, people from state colleges also doing great, and even in other government exams also. I think this is one of the reasons, because it involves more towards the hard work part, less of the creativity part.
So Tushar, again, coming back to the test, as in, what exactly did you do on the day of the test? As in, how did you handle the duration of the test? And was there any point in time wherein you felt that you are doing a great job, or you felt that you are in some amount of trouble, so you have to up your game a bit? So anything that happened during the test?
Yes, sir. There are 2-3 points that I'd like to share. First is, since I had first appeared for the first time in 2021, and now appearing for the 2022, I was very chill about the exam. I was like, ठीक है, देख लेंगे, बस देख के आ जाते हैं, and just I'll give it. So even as till as कि ऐसे बाहर there was some किसी की random some music event और कुछ ऐसे हो रहा था, ढोल बज रहे थे, and some students got furious. One student stood up and said कि मैम ये क्या हो रहा है आप एग्जाम सेंटर के बाद. Meanwhile I was just vibing on the question कि okay हाँ ठीक है ये हो गया, the song is good, चलो let's move on to the next question. Okay, that was because I have seen the exam environment of GATE before. So one learning from this would be कि अगर आप third year में हैं and you have the option to appear in the GATE, you should appear even if you have not prepared. You should appear for the sake of getting this exam temperament thing. Since GATE is a 3 hours exam, और 3 घंटे के बाद आपका रिजल्ट, उस 3 घंटे में जो करते हैं वो आपके रिजल्ट को पूरा मतलब उसमें मैटर करता है बहुत ज्यादा वो चीज. तो इसलिए you should try getting an experience of appearing in the exam. And sir, second is this time my experience with the exam was, so I started off doing the exam and it was going well, and फिर एक point आया कि actually this time the paper was easy to moderate, which I felt. तो I was done. 3 घंटे का पेपर होता है, 2 घंटे 25 मिनट में I was done with my rounds कि हाँ मतलब ये हो गए. Then I realized 7-8 questions ऐसे हैं जो मुझसे नहीं हो रहे हैं. Okay, so in that I kept on trying, and there was this question from power electronics buck boost converter, and there would have been 2 things. Either I would have given up कि ठीक है अब हो गया, but there's मतलब I'm sitting in an exam, I have 30 minutes in my hand, so I tried deriving the equation. Actually I forgot the equation. I derived the equation and it turned out to be correct. तो इससे मुझे काफी I realized I had this मतलब appreciation for the basic sciences and the engineering कि अगर ये फॉर्मूला याद भी नहीं है तो we are in a state कि हम derive करके भी फाइनल आंसर तक पहुंच सकते हैं. तो the critical moment in the exam I would say was after 2 hours 20 minutes, when I had 7-8 questions, then I realized कि okay, paper is easy. Now I have to make sure कि गलतियां ना हो ज़्यादा, because when the paper is easy, what will separate people out there would be the number of mistakes you make. So I tried solving उन जो 7-8 क्वेश्चन में से थे, उसमें I ended up solving 3-4 questions. Apart from that, फिर मुझे लगा cost benefit हमको रेशो देखना होगा कि अब मैं इन 4 क्वेश्चन पे जो मुझसे नहीं हो रहे हैं, अगर मैं इन पे टाइम स्पेंड करूं, या फिर शुड आई रिवाइज द क्वेश्चन दैट आई हैव डन ऑलरेडी. अज्यूमिंग ये 4 क्वेश्चन अगर मुझसे नहीं हो रहे हैं तो थोड़े मुश्किल ही होंगे. व्हाई नॉट मेक श्योर कि जो बाकी क्वेश्चन है वो मैंने सही करे हैं. तो उनमें भी 2-3 में गलती निकली, फिर आई रेक्टिफाइड दैट, एंड बाय द टाइम लास्ट में 10 मिनट्स रह गए थे, उन 4 में से भी आई थॉट कि ठीक है 2-3 क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट कर लेते हैं टू टेक द चांस. दे एंडेड अप रॉन्ग though, but overall then it turned out to be that way.
Okay. So nice to that, Tushar. You have to go through that entire test, and then you have to take a call at the end of the day during the test. And the thing that you mentioned about the music that was going on, it's very important to sort of be very relaxed about things that you can't do much about, right? It could happen at any point in time in any test, right? So we hear stories of people in some tests जहाँ पे उनका system चलना बंद हो जाता है, माउस चलना बंद हो जाता है, रफ शीट खत्म हो जाते हैं, व्हाटएवर, फैन चालू नहीं हो रहा, राइट? So people think of all these things, and then whenever you get surprised during a test, that is basically the time when you start losing.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So reacting to these kind of surprises is very important, and that is one absolutely nice thing that you have said about the test. So going ahead, Tushar, anything that you would like to suggest to aspirants who would be taking it in the coming years?
Okay, so one thing about the exam temperament part, that could be up to a certain level covered with the test series. आप जितनी ज़्यादा test series देंगे, आपको exam temperament उतना better होता जाएगा. And try making the test series as realistic to the exact exam environment as possible. कि आप रूम में एक टेबल लगाइए, माउस लगाइए और बैठ के करिए, पंखे की स्पीड कम पे रखिए, कि जैसे एग्जाम एनवायरमेंट में हो सकता है. कि जितना आप डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन में अगर ऐसे आप बना के प्रैक्टिस करने जाएंगे, वहां पे उतना ही आपको कंफर्टेबल होगा. And sir, for the aspirants, one thing I realized from my journey is that you shouldn't, if you're appearing for the first time, you shouldn't spend a lot of time preparing the notes only. What happens usually is that we are making all those colorful and beautiful notes, and by the time the exam is around the corner and we realize we have not practiced previous questions or the test series. We need to understand that we are making notes in order to understand the theory so that we can solve the questions. Solving questions is the most important aspect of the GATE exam, and GATE exam also asks numerical questions mostly, majorly. It is testing your ability to solve the numerical questions. For that, I think you should go about the exam in a bit methodological way, and you should have एकदम proper copy and pen जिसमें आपने लिखा हुआ है कि इस सब्जेक्ट का मुझे ये sources खत्म करना है. That's mostly PYQ and test series, and you should go on putting the text कि okay, this is done, this is done, this is done. So GATE is not a difficult exam, but it requires a level of maturity about planning and implementing the plan. So when you come out of this process, you realize that yes, you have matured in a way in how to approach things. तो आपको इस तरीके से चलना है, और जो भी अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, don't give up on the problem. Or it's very easy to call your 5 friends and then tell them कि यार ये प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, ये तो कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा है, एग्जाम ही बेकार है, देना ही नहीं चाहिए, पता नहीं क्यों स्टार्ट किया. That is not going to change the situation. Understand that. Vent it out once, but then try focusing on the plan of action. There is always a plan of action to a situation. कभी ऐसा, these are technical subjects, या तो चीज तुम्हें नहीं समझ में आ रही तो कोई समझा देगा, नहीं तो बहुत सारे lectures. Just go through that step by step and just believe the process. It will turn out to be great.
Okay. That's really nice to hear, Tushar.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I hope all of you have learned a lot from this short interaction that we have had. Of course, it takes a lot to get a single digit rank in any test, and the test of this magnitude, as in it takes a lot of effort. So Tushar, going ahead, what are your plans like? What is it that you aspire to do going ahead?
Okay, so as of now, at present, I'm actually really looking forward to joining postcode through this rank. The chances are high I'll get through. Let's see. Apart from that, I have appeared in engineering services interview recently last week. Uske bhi results are awaited. Let's see for that. My idea overall is to be connected in a profile of electrical engineering and work for the government of India. So the job of national importance, which I consider is in public sector, is power grid and POSOCO. So I'm planning to switch from power grid to POSOCO soon through this GATE result. And if I get a chance to serve for the government of India directly through UPSC, then I'll try doing that through engineering services.
Okay.
So pretty now with how things are turning out, but obviously it took its own time. I mean, the journey has been, as I said initially, it has been quite humbling. So that's
yeah. It's really nice to hear, Tushar. Again, I wish you all the best for the interview and for the interview results and the process. So hope you do well, and I'm sure that with the kind of attitude you have towards test taking in general, and even in terms of life, right? The philosophy applies to your life as well at the end of the day, right? So I'm sure that you will do very well in your life going ahead. So I would just like to tell you that you keep up with the spirit that you have, and I'm sure you will do great things in life. I hope all the viewers who are watching this interaction, you have gained from the valuable experience that has been shared. I would like to thank Tushar for joining us for this interaction, and all of us from the IMS GATE Academy. We would like to wish you all the best going ahead, and to all the viewers who have been watching this, wish you all the best with your preparation. We'll keep on touching base with you frequently, as and when you have any doubts or queries, you can definitely get back to us. Right. So thank you, Tushar. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir.